On August 5th, 2025, Rob Kruse loaded his car with camping gear and left Long Beach bound for Ragged Point in northern San Luis Obispo County. It was meant to be a solo hiking trip, an escape into nature's solitude. Security footage shows Rob arriving at the Ragged Point Inn around 3 p.m. He was scheduled to stay the night, but never checked in. Instead, he went down to the secluded beach below the inn, a stretch of shoreline known for its dramatic cliffs and crashing surf. Since that moment, Rob has vanished. No further sightings, no calls, no trace. This is about the disappearance of Rob Kruse. On August 11th, I was contacted by a friend of Rob's family and asked to help. In this video, I share my experience searching for Rob on 2 separate days and to convey that while he is still missing, he is not forgotten. As I arrived on August 12th, I parked next to Rob's car. All of his hiking and camping gear remained locked in his car. He basically walked away with the clothes he was wearing, along with a fanny pack with a few items in it. The day before my search, others had discovered his shoes placed neatly on a rock above the beach, a spot he was known to favor. Rob often went barefoot and had visited Ragged Point multiple times before. My agenda for the day was to descend the cliffside trail, search the areas above and below the area where Rob left his shoes, then the coastline north and south within the cove. As I arrived on the beach, it was apparent high tide was just starting to come in. On the afternoon when Rob was here, tide was higher and peaking around sunset. This is the rock where Rob left his shoes, the same shoes he was wearing as seen on security cameras shortly after his arrival at the inn. While it's not really hard to get to this rock, it does take some effort, so I don't think it was regularly visited. I climbed above the rock, looking for anything whatsoever that might be a sign or trace of Rob. Back on the beach, it was time to search the coastline. I chose to go north and then double back to catch the south part of the cove. After 2 hours more of looking carefully among the rocks, it was time to turn around and head south. I searched meticulously along the south end until it cliffs out, so I headed back to the beach and up the trail. I knew I would return to Ragged Point, but with a better plan. Once again, I pulled into the parking lot at the Ragged Point Inn, 12 days after Rob's disappearance. Sadly, Rob's car had been removed. My plan encompassed searching the coastline south of the cliffside trail and the beach area. As the current generally flows southwest this time of year, it seemed the right thing to do. My first objective is what I named the South Cove. The second search area will be the coastline between the South Cove and San Carpoforo Beach. Then I will search the entire length of San Carpoforo Beach. Before I got started, I went over to look down the cliffside trail, wondering if I should search it again. My intent was to descend into the South Cove using a route I had planned in advance. Unfortunately, the plan did not jive with reality, as the route involved massive amounts of poison oak on the bluff. So instead I used a drone, which isn't nearly as effective, but I captured more than an hour of high-res video to evaluate on a big screen after the fact. I then walked down to a bluff between the South Cove and San Carpo Foro Beach to launch the drone again. Later, I arrived at the trail to San Carpo Foro Beach and made a short walk along the trail out onto the beach to start the search. I started at the south end and worked my way north. The Ragged Point Inn can be seen in the distance. After a long search for any trace of Rob, it was finally time to head home. The absence of clues was disheartening, yet there was a quiet solace in having felt, even briefly, some thread of connection to him. Though still missing, Rob remains far from forgotten. I'm grateful for the opportunity to search for Rob and to cast a light on his dilemma. Wherever he is, this was for him.